So as you can tell, I am not from the Midwest. I'm not from Florida. I am from the South, Memphis, Tennessee to be exact. Well, actually, Munford, Tennessee to be exact. You might not even know where Munford is, but it was about 30 minutes north of Memphis. And I grew up on a dirt road, believe it or not. Yes, people sometimes want to know, well, did you have shoes? Well, yeah, we had shoes back then, and we actually had clothes, and I did not marry my cousin. So, but it is kind of funny to see where I grew up and where God has me today. And one of the things that is just overwhelming that is if you trust the Lord for not only salvation, you can trust the Lord for anything in life, and especially your call. And that call is really what has brought me to Northland today, and I could not be more excited about it. But what's that journey of that call, right? It actually started when I was 8, when Christ saved me. I remember it very vividly. It was an October fall night. It was after a Sunday evening service. I met with my mom and the pastor, and he led me to faith in Christ, and there started my journey following Jesus. It was in college that I met my wife, and I remember the night we met. We went out to a restaurant, and she bought the meal. She's like, "You're a poor youth pastor, I'll help you out because my wife's a nurse." And I had basically interviewed her. So I'm talking about, I had this laundry list. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh, okay. What would you like? What would you like your husband to do? Oh, you want your husband to be in ministry? Oh, that's awesome, because that's what I want to do. This year will be 19 years, and Joni is my best friend. I love her. I love her to death. We do life together. We have fun together. We cry together. We laugh together. We travel together. She truly is my better half, and I couldn't be more grateful to God for her. And so, we have 3 wonderful children. We have a 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, and then a 10-year-old. So let me tell you about Caleb. So Caleb, he loves football. Football is a passion of his, and so he's definitely looking forward to getting involved in high school here and being on the football team. Ellie, she's kind of our creative. And so you will find her many times creating pieces of art. She's also fashionable. Many times if I'm, kind of wondering about my outfit, I'm going to go to Ellie and I'm going to say, "Ellie, hey, does this match? Does this look good?" And so she's either going to give me the thumbs up or thumbs down. And Luke, he's our youngest, and he loves football. He loves baseball. You will also find him many times with a Nintendo Switch in his hand, yelling at it. And that's our 3 kids. So when I was 15, that's when I had this call to ministry. I mean, God was giving me this heart and this passion for ministry and for the local church. And then you just kind of fast forward over time, and I've served the local church in various ways, from obviously a youth pastor to an interim pastor, also to a church planter, a church revitalizer. I've just have this deep love for the local church. I truly believe that the local church is the vehicle by which God is advancing his mission in the world. Not only did the phrase engaging people to be fully alive in Jesus resonate with me and led me to even be drawn to Northland, but it's also been the history of Northland that has actually drawn me to Northland. We're celebrating our 50th year this year. I mean, that's a lot. So I'm sure there's probably some of you out there, you've celebrated your 50 years on planet Earth. Maybe some of you celebrated 60 or 70. Think about when you celebrated your 50th year, or maybe if you're 30, could you imagine right now celebrating your 50th year on planet Earth? I want you to think about all of the valleys that you would have went through. Think about all the mountaintops you would have experienced. You see, I think that is really the story of Northland. You've been on the mountaintop, you've been in the valley. But here's what we definitely know of our God, is that God is the God of the mountain, and he's the God of the valley. And when we think about where we've been maybe over the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, maybe even the last 15 years of just a lot of transition, maybe we've seen the mountain, but we've also experienced the valley. But know this, is that God still has you here, and that God still has purpose for you here, that God, there's greater things yet to come here in this community, in this city, in this region. And so for me, like, I couldn't be more excited about, it's not really the potential. Here's the thing. It's not really about the potential of Northland. It's the potential that our God has through his people that surrender to him. You know, so that's what excites me, is to know what God has done, that you've tasted and you've seen what God has done. And some of you, maybe you haven't been here at Northland for maybe a year, maybe two. But here's what I can say is that, hey, I've tasted and I've seen in other places what God has done. And I know this, as long as there is breath in us, there's the potential of God in us to do greater things. And so for me, I am drawn to Northland because I truly believe greater things are yet to come in and through Northland.